I don't know about you, but in the wintertime, probably the last thing I'm thinking about is gardening. But guess what? I would be wrong. There are things that we should be doing with our garden that could pay off later. So take a look. So I spoke with Adrienne Rothling with the Paul Senior Botanical Garden. She said there are actually some flowers that we should already be planting, and they're flowers that will fill your garden with color in just a few months.
Typically, people think about doing that in the fall before their ground freezes. However, here in North Carolina, that rarely happens. So, as long as our ground is workable, we have the ability to go ahead and plant tulips and daffodils. Now, something to keep in mind, bulbs need a chilling period of 6 to 8 weeks. That way, those bulbs will still get their chilling requirements, and those bulbs already came in pre chilled. So, they have a little bit of a window there too. So, we've already achieved their chilling, and we're going to achieve their chilling. So once middle of March hits, they're all going to wake up at their cycle because the warmer weather's upon us, warm soil temperatures and longer days. So the bulbs will be right on target for spring.
Now, she also says our recent cold snap we had a few weeks, that may be playing a trick on you. So you have to think twice before your natural tendency happens, and that's to prune your plants. They may actually come back just fine.
One of the plants that I recommend, or that I noticed right away, that like that Monday after the freeze, brown leaves on an evergreen maple. It's happened before. In my mind, I'm like, it'll be fine. Well, here we are, what, maybe 3 weeks later, and it's completely defoliating. All the leaves are dropping. So when people see leaf drop on what would normally be an evergreen plant, they panic. They're like, it's dead, it's not coming back. Well, there's a big difference between dead and dormant.
Yeah, and she said they will come back. So don't let that fool you if some of your evergreens look a little brown right now.
Eric, I think this is great news for a lot of our viewers, but I'll be honest, I'm not a planter. I'm not a gardener. I don't do any of that. What about you?
Same way. I wish I had a green thumb, but it's really just kind of like a brown thumb because everything I try to grow just dies.
Yeah, and it's funny, I was in the newsroom and I was talking about she's talking about tulips and daffodils, that you plant those bulbs now and they come back in full force, and they like the cold weather for the next 6-8 weeks. And our producer Kayana said to me the other, she goes, well, yeah, of course, Eric. I was like, well, I didn't know that. Never heard of this in my life.
Good fact. I know when I first moved here, my mom says, you got to get a plant for your apartment, because my mom and my sister are so into plants. And I said, no, I don't want one because I just don't trust myself that I will come to water it every day. But some people love plants. They even name them.
One thing that I can brag about, did you guys, when you were kids, on Arbor Day, get little pine trees that we're supposed to plant at home?
Yep.
I still have mine at home. It's planted in my parents' backyard. It's like 2 stories tall.
Wow.
At this point. So that's the only thing I can keep alive.
That's huge.
And I
love
didn't
that.
do anything to it. We just planted it, and it's 2 stories tall.
That's
Well,
great.
I would say you have a green thumb,
Thank
sir.
you.
I give you A+.
Thank you.